6:48 on your Friday morning, time for the Morning Rush. We are working to learn more details after federal agents raided the home of at least one APD officer. APD says that they have been working for several months now with the FBI in an investigation that's involving members of the department. The U.S. Attorney's Office would not say what the feds were looking for, but last night APD confirmed several officers are now on paid leave and others are being temporarily reassigned. The owner of a local security business has been released from jail. Last Friday, Aaron Jones was arrested after a man said that Jones threatened him with a gun that was at the Popeyes in northeast Albuquerque. Jones, his daughter, and business partner denied it to police, but police say that surveillance video shows Jones putting his gun in his daughter's bag while she held it open. Judge Wernersbach released Jones on his own recognizance. Bernalillo County DA Sam Bregman talked to students at Atrisco Heritage High School about gun violence and the consequences of bringing a gun to school. The visit comes more than a month after the teen was shot and killed at the school. Now, students took turns asking questions about gun violence prevention and why the topic wasn't brought up sooner. Erica.
And here's a look at our school day forecast. Temperatures this morning are cold in the low 30s. We'll see highs in the low 50s this afternoon, and it'll be a mild day with partly cloudy skies.
CYFD leaders are addressing lawmakers' concerns amid calls for a radical overhaul of the agency. Yesterday, Senator Crystal Brantley asked CYFD about the work of a governor-created oversight council that was supposed to give recommendations for CYFD. Secretary Teresa Casados stated that the council has not really been focused on specific issues, instead more about reorganization. Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham is pushing the legislature to improve literacy during the 2024 legislative session. The governor is asking lawmakers for more than $100 million to address the issue. Now, $30 million would be set aside to build a literacy institute that would be to teach reading to New Mexicans of all ages. Amid dozens of lawsuits over unpaid claims, the director of FEMA's Hermit's Peak Calf Canyon Claims Office, Angela Gladwell, has now stepped down from her role. Attorney for the victims, Brian Colon, claims FEMA is breaking their own federal rules. It's by not paying property owners for losses within the mandated 180-day time frame. Erica.
And here's a look at our threat index. It is low. We are experiencing some very cold temperatures in eastern New Mexico, but no other issues today.
The East Mountain Food Pantry is looking to expand their facilities to accommodate an increase in residents who are in need of food. Their goal is to build a 5,500 square foot warehouse nearby. The pantry would like to start construction by next year, but before that can happen, the nonprofit needs to raise $700,000. Work on the Route 66 trailhead in Albuquerque is scheduled to begin soon. During an Environmental Planning Commission meeting yesterday, officials discussed the plans, which include building in educational features, as well as parking spaces, picnic tables, and benches. The first phase of the project is scheduled to start by March. Erica.
All right, a check on traffic. The roads are looking clear, no accidents or slowdowns, and Tracker is heading east on I-40 near the Big I. Everything moving up to speed and a beautiful sunrise.
Some old-fashioned horsepower helped pull an SUV out of a ditch in Tennessee. Now, after multiple attempts to pull the white SUV out of the ditch in Lawrence County, an Amish man riding by pulled over to help with a pair of his horses. A group of men pushed the vehicle from the front while the two horses tried to drag the car from behind. Together, the horse and the manpower, they worked together to get the vehicle back on solid ground.
Time now for the 5 facts. At number 5, work on the Route 66 trailhead in Albuquerque is set to begin soon. Plans include building an educational feature, parking spaces, picnic tables, and benches. The Environmental Planning Commission voted 8-0 to pass the plans. The first phase of the project is expected to start by March.
At number 4, Bernalillo County's DA Sam Bregman is now reaching out to local kids. This comes more than a month after a teen was shot and killed at Atrisco Heritage High School. Students took turns asking questions about gun violence prevention.
And at number 3, it's going to be a mild and cloudier day. We'll see clouds increasing throughout the afternoon and evening. Temperatures warming from the low 30s back into the low 50s this afternoon with less wind.
At number 2, the owner of a local security business has been released from jail. Aaron Jones is the owner of the International Protective Services. Now, last Friday, he was arrested, and this came after a man said that Jones threatened him with a gun while at the Popeyes in northeast Albuquerque. The state argued that he should remain locked up, but his lawyers argue that he was a deputy for more than a decade in Lee County and a business owner with no criminal history. Judge Jennifer Wernersbach released Jones on his own recognizance. And at number one, this morning we are working to learn more details after federal agents raided the home of at least one APD officer, and other officers are believed to be the targets of an investigation as well. News 13 has learned that many of the DWI cases that the officer worked on were dismissed. The feds conducted the operation at the officer's Los Lunas home yesterday morning. While the U.S. Attorney's Office would not say what the feds were looking for, but last night APD confirmed that several officers are now on paid leave and others are being temporarily reassigned. APD says that they have been working for several months with the FBI on an investigation that's involving members of the department. Meanwhile, the Bernalillo County District Attorney's Office released a statement that charges in 144 DWI cases they were dismissed, quote, in deference to an ongoing federal investigation. The DA would not say that those cases were related to the raid, but in a search of court records, we found more than a dozen cases dating back over the last year, which were dropped as of yesterday. Well, those were originally signed by the officer whose home was raided. The Law Office of the Public Defender says that they received a list of dismissals yesterday afternoon, and they were looking into whether any other cases are affected. We are not naming anyone involved since charges have not been filed.